Hello and welcome back to the channel. I've been wanting to do this video for such a long time and I finally had the time to do it. And today is going to be on how to take a step back and give yourself all the TLC that you need. And I've came up with a few different ways for you ladies to do this, men too if you're watching. And these things that I've come up with, some of these things I've been doing my whole life. These are just beauty rituals that women in my family have always done. And some of these things I've came up with by myself after, experimental failures and figuring out what works the best. And I'm really happy to share it with you guys. So sit back and relax. And again, this is going to be a super duper relaxing video. So I want you to listen to this while you're doing some type of self-care. So you can be like in the bathtub, you can give yourself like a little massage and just listen to the audio. That would be perfect. So sit back and enjoy. I am super excited to show you all the things that I've come up with. So the first category that we're going to be jumping into, and I separated some of these tips into two different categories, and those are practical and theory. So the first thing that we're going to go over is some of the practical tips. Now, practical is going to be more physical, things that you can do with your body, your sensations, things you can do with other people if you co-regulate with other people. And when it comes to theory, that's going to be towards the end of the video. And it's going to be more, your energy, your mind, your body, your spirit, and how to, invoke different things in yourself to get the results that you want, or just to reduce things that you don't want when it comes to your stress levels, your libido, your energy, stuff like that. Because I take that stuff very seriously. I like to consider myself a bit of a hedonist. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's a form of philosophy where you just enjoy pleasure. And there's so many different ways to prep and pamper yourself to have even more pleasure than you thought that you could. So that's definitely something that I take very importantly in my life. I know life can be stressful no matter who you are and what you do. So it's very important that you take the time for yourself always. And it helps you connect with other people too when you're in a really good space. So it's just a win-win either way. So we're going to start with some of the practical things. And something that I love to do is probably like my number one go-to is music. I know it's really obvious, you guys, but listening to certain music, whether it has lyrics or not, whether I just want to listen to percussions and beats and strings and classical music, piano, it just really does something to me. I have multiple different playlists for multiple different moods, and it's just a really easy way to get back into your body. Another thing when it comes to my different playlists is that I also have things for more, upbeat times. Sometimes you just want to dance and let it out. And then other times for me personally, it's just more retrospective. And I listen to tracks that, you know, almost kind of like a form of shadow work in a way. And we're going to get to that with some of the theory stuff. But right now it's just practical. But music, just, getting your auditory senses all feeling good and just listening to something that just resonates with your heart in all the best ways. It's just my number one go to just getting back in my body, feeling good. And I've done one of my most favorite, videos that you guys love so much was my social climbing video for introverts. And if you like that one, you're going to love this one. Because if you get overstimulated and you need ways to get back into your body, music is the number one go to, like for me personally. So I want you guys to really, do that. And let's say, even if you are a singer yourself, you don't have to be perfect. But if you're not too shy, you can do karaoke. I find that when I'm singing, and I'm not the best singer, y'all, but when I pretend to be, it feels amazing. Like, it can be a little cringy, but I'll be singing all types of stuff, whatever makes me feel good. I loved Disney princess movies when I was a girl, so seeing those always makes me feel just super feminine, super in my body. Everything feels like a daydream. So I love that. And it can be anything. I can listen to hip hop and feel feminine. It's just the lyrics have to resonate. So curate your playlist to whatever makes you feel the most sensual. Or Something else I also like to do, and this is going to be something that I am also going to mention in one of my videos I'm going to do here soon, so I don't want to talk about it too much now. But something I love doing, since we're on the topic of music, is listening to like I don't know what they call them, self-help, like audio books and stuff like that. I love listening to stuff like that. I was always a big fan of reading, so I don't mind a paperback book. But just the audio books, even if it's a story that I've heard a million times, like you can listen to books that you've already read. I like to listen to like fairy tales and stuff sometimes, and some of these fairy tales be a little bit dark, so make sure you're listening to the good ones if you want to be in a good mood. But I like to just, just get into like my childhood, inner self sometimes. So that's something I always do. I was never the type of person who became an adult and started taking everything super duper seriously. I know sometimes I can in my videos because I want to sound like, really smart for you guys, but I'm a super playful person. So that's just something I like to do. I like to sing, I like to dance, I like to allow my inner child to come out. And I find that when I'm singing my favorite song or listening to my favorite song, it's super easy to get into that type of headspace. So yeah, it's my number one go to. Okay, so we're done with the music. Now, the next one is going to be related to that, and it's going to be dancing. Now, same thing with singing. I am not the best dancer. I would rather do public karaoke than dance. It's never been my thing. So, I don't really expect anyone to, put on a show. If you're a good dancer, I'm 100% sure that is like, I have some friends that are dancers, and when I see them move, they're just so in the zone. Like, it just, that must be its own form of, pleasure and like releasing, energy, dancing and moving when you actually know what you're doing. But if you don't, that's fine too. If you're like me, and this is something that, I thought that I didn't like dancing and I wasn't the best dancer, but it's not true. And this is a side story, but I love reading. And people tell me, oh, I don't like reading. I don't like reading books. I'm like, that's not true. Once you find the genre you like, you're going to love it. Or the medium of what you like to hear stories, you're going to love it. So that's what I did. I didn't give up on dancing. I have two left feet, y'all. And I started doing one, I started with somatic exercise. I don't really like I like cardio. That's probably the only thing that I put my heart into. But when it comes to like exercise, I don't like sweating. I don't like carrying heavy things. I don't like anything like that. So I started doing like yoga, Pilates, and somatic exercise. And if you have like anxiety, any tension, somatic exercise, out of everything that I'm mentioning in this video, that is the number one thing that is like, I don't know, like it's like gold to me. You can look it up yourself, but it's just really, really slow body movements and more so just feeling your body, starting from your head and just, wiggling your ears, wiggling your nose, relaxing your shoulders, taking a deep breath, feeling everything in your hips, down to your knees, down to your ankles, and really just anchoring yourself and, just moving however your body wants to move. You'd be surprised, how your body communicates to you when you're listening. So I've already been doing that exercise wise, but I didn't know you could do it dance wise too. And it basically just means like it's just natural movement, whatever your body feels. And I've incorporated this with belly dancing as well. So it's in that, again, when it comes to belly dancing, it is one of the best ways to unlock feminine energy. Not just to look sexy for your boo if you got a little boo, but I feel like women restore so much in our hips, and when you're moving that, it can be a very emotional experience. That's also another thing with somatic exercise. You need to be in a very, very calm environment. So if you have pets, if you have children, put them away. If your man is annoying you, tell him to go for a walk and take out the trash. Give him like a task to do. Because in this moment, you really need to just be in your body and in your mind and super duper relaxed because you're activating your nervous system and all these different things, and you really just want to be focused. So when you're doing these dances, these exercises, these rituals, make sure that you have the perfect environment to really just relax. That's really the key here. So yeah, dancing, belly dancing, somatic movements, it's been a game changer for me, honestly. Okay, so this next one is also going to be an in your body type of experience, and it's going to be playful hobbies. Now, honestly, guys, this is kind of like a no brainer to me. I've always been like a curious person, and I've tried pretty much everything. So I naturally have accumulated so many different things where if I'm like, let's say if I had like a really busy day and I just want to like turn off my phone and do something in the house, I have like a lot of options. So one of the things I like to do is learn how to play instruments. Now, I don't play anything really good. I could probably play something for like 60 seconds that sounds kind of good, but I've been working on the piano and the guitar. So you can actually go to Amazon and get a guitar. I don't know how much they are now, but mine was like $30, and it's actually a really nice one. It's a beginner's one, obviously, but it's just fun, like playing the strings, and it's just really fun. I actually was gonna have someone come in because you know what, the strings they be like popping, so it's like an investment for sure. So yeah, I was gonna have someone tighten up the strings so I can like do a little one too. But I actually have it right here. Let me see if it works. Let me see. Let me see. Oh yeah, there it goes. Okay, so yeah, that's just something that I like to do in my free time is play with that thing. On my iPad, I have an app where you can do piano, so that's something that I like to do in my free time as well. And so another hobby that I like to do is painting. And right now I'm doing more abstract. At least that's what I like to say because again, I am not the best, but I'm actually getting kind of better. So, and you know what's good if someone can say, "Oh, that's nice. That's a nice such and such," and that's actually what it is. Because for a while I would paint something, and I would go, "Oh, I think I did good on this one," and someone would go, "Oh, that's nice. That isn't that a cat?" And I'll be like, "No." So yeah, I was doing abstract for a while, but I'm actually getting pretty better, you guys. So yeah, that's also something that I like to do. But honestly, it can be anything that puts you at peace. Or you know what? Something else I also learned is that not everyone likes meditating. Not everyone likes super slow paced environments. Some people need that stimulation to relax. So if you need something a little bit more stimulating, do something like a puzzle or you can do I like to play chess. I know it's like a nerd thing, but I love doing that. It's just one of my favorite pastimes. So I will literally play chess like with myself. Just something where you're not on your phone, you're not, listening to anyone else. It's just something you can do with yourself. So, and a lot of these tips are going to be introvert friendly as well. And I will get into stuff you can do with other people because co-regulation, that's like one of my new favorite things. What I do for work, I have to be like kind of like the boss at work. So when I'm with people that I love, I like to really just like relax and just, enjoy their energy, and I love myself. So one of the people I like to spend time with is myself. So a lot of these tips are going to be super introvert friendly. And yeah, so any hobby that really just puts you at ease, it can be anything at all. Take the time to invest into that. Because, before I brought some of this stuff, I was like, do I even really need this guitar? I'm never going to play it. But, sometimes I do. And it's just nice to have something to escape to, something to work on, something to keep you busy that's not, something dire like your kids, your bills, your job, your family. It's nice to have something to yourself. It's really important to have those little moments to yourself, to make a sanctuary for yourself. So, yeah. And something else that I want to, teach with you guys on how to just get the maximum pleasure out of your life, no matter what your circumstances, is to invoke your senses. Now, this is something that a lot of you probably do and don't even realize it. And, in 2020, when I lost my scent, I did not realize how much I used aromatherapy to soothe my nerves. Like, I had never fathomed the thought of not being able to smell. So I never considered it. So, when I got my smell back, I was like, thank you, God, because I didn't realize, like, when I am stressed, I will smell eucalyptus or menthol or something that like soothes me, lavender, stuff like that. And I love candles, incense, wax melts, anything like for the home that keeps you smelling good. And when it comes to the body, I do invest into some pretty expensive perfume, which is so insane because I was never that type of girl. Like, honestly, I was fine with lotion and Bath and Body Works. Like, I told myself it all smells the same. It doesn't really matter, but that is not true. And I think the most I've spent on a bottle of perfume was like probably like 200 something, only because it's my signature scent. And I'm not going to tell you guys what it is. I'm gatekeeping that. Y'all gonna have to go behind the paywall for that. But but it smells heavenly. And I will give you a hint though. They say it's the perfume that Rihanna wears, you know, so you gotta do your research on that. But yeah, investing into being able to use aromatherapy is one of the biggest tools that I utilize for self-soothing. And I have a dog, so I like to make sure that he smells really good all the time too. He has like his doggy cologne that's like pet friendly. And yeah, like one thing about like over here is smell good. That's probably like the biggest compliment I get in my home outside of the tidiness, because like I have like my Mars is in Virgo. So not only does that mean I'm super like analytical and really critical, I can get a little OCD. So outside of the cleanliness, I think the most compliment I get is the smell. So I do enjoy that. And you can also use aromatherapy in multiple different ways. I like to use humidifiers. I have an air purifier. So I go out of my way to make sure I'm getting just the best experience overall, and you should too. So, this next tip is going to be one of my personal favorites, and that is going to be using aphrodisiacs to invoke your not only just your taste senses, but your body and your mood, your energy, your libido, just overall. And a lot of people think that aphrodisiac is just for intercourse, but it's not. You can use it in multiple different ways. Something I like to do now. This is a little bit expensive. You don't have to do this, but there's multiple different foods you can use. And I'm going to give you guys like maybe a list or like a picture of different aphrodisiacs and food that you can indulge yourself into if you're curious. And some of these things you probably already have. Like you'll think, oh, I feel like super good today. I feel like I look super sexy today. Like, what is it? And you don't even know you just ate an aphrodisiac or that's a part of your daily diet. So, something that I love is caviar. And it is a little pricey. It depends on where you get it and what type that you get. But I do like the good stuff. And I've shared it with some of my friends. Some of them love it, but some of them feel like no, like it's for what it costs. It's not that good. I personally love it, and I explained to them that it's not really just about obviously if you buy something that's a food you want it to taste good, I think it tastes amazing. But it's not just the flavor. It's about the experience. It's about savoring the moment. It's more like a ritual, if anything. When it comes to caviar, you have to eat it with a certain spoon, or it'll ruin the flavor. So there's a lot that goes into it, preparing it and serving it and enjoying it, experiencing it, not just swallowing it down, taking your time to, taste each little pearl in your mouth. It's a delicate experience, and I really enjoy it. So it's one of my favorite forms of aphrodisiacs to enjoy. But actually, let me go ahead and look up a list of different affordable ones for you guys. Okay, so here are some different ones that I didn't even know that I had been eating this entire time, which is so ironic. But yeah, that's TMI. But yeah, I actually really love some of these. I love fenugreek. That is I have it in tea, I have it in supplements. It's good for your hair. I When I do my hair mask, I'll grind it up and use that as well. If you guys want beauty rituals, let me know. Yeah, so these are some of my favorites and I didn't even realize it. So, yeah. And another thing that I wanted to talk about was different supplements. Now, aphrodisiacs is really just food, but if you want to take it a step further, maybe it's your honeymoon, your anniversary, maybe you go into a swingers party. I don't know what you're doing, but yeah, let's say you want to take it to the next level. Me personally, when it comes to supplements, because I love vitamins and supplements and stuff, that's like my new thing lately, but I can't swallow pills. So I'm like super picky on like the liquids and stuff that I use, different powders and stuff. And I finally found something that works for me. And if you can't swallow pills, you're welcome, because this is going to be like your new favorite thing. They have these little, and you can get it on Amazon. I've tried it myself. I would not recommend something that I have not tried. Everything in this video I do religiously. So they have like these little patches, and they have one for sleep, they have one for energy, they have one for libido. And when I tell y'all, every single last one of them, listen, actually, I'm going to show a little picture of the one that I use. And they work amazingly. Now, some of, for the libido one, they have maca root, B13 vitamins, I believe, and another supplement that I recently started using. And another thing, when you're doing supplements, try one at a time, because if you like one or you don't like one, you won't know which one it is. So yeah, so I've tried like all these different ones. I've tried them separate and together, and I've tried them in different like liquid and powders and stuff. And the patch, oh my god, you guys. So I'm gonna share that. That works so well for me. You can wear it with your partner. I've actually shared mine with my partner. He was like, what the fuck? But we actually really loved it. And it's just great for energy. You don't have to just use it for intercourse. They have different ones. But even if you just want to feel more sensual, like I did like a little spa day the other day. I went to a massage place, and it was just so nice. So I slapped one of those babies on, put in like I listened to like my headphones, my personal music, because the spa music be like annoying me sometimes. I don't know, but yeah, and it was it. I'm telling you. So yeah, you have to take time for yourself. You have to invest into your pleasure. It's just something that makes life a little bit worth it for me. It's like the cherry on top. And you can, again, co-regulate with your friends, your partner, your family, your colleagues, if you're a part of any groups, or if you have like outside hobbies and stuff like that. And, just take the time to really connect, not just with people first, but yourself first. And just indulging into these little things, creating these little rituals for yourself. It just sets you up for success, me personally. I feel like when you're the best version of yourself, you can show up for other people in ways that it's just more memorable. And being an introvert, I don't like to overextend myself. So if I'm popping out, it's because this is the good stuff. Like, you guys are getting the best of me. So yeah, it's really important to make sure you get the best of you too. So the next topic is actually going to be a little bit of a piggyback from the massage I got the other day. And it wasn't like a super expensive place. And actually, it was my first time going there, so they gave you a discount. And it's like a member's discount. So yeah, don't be afraid to try new things. You can look up a little coupon. You can go, usually if you go in somewhere for the first time, they're going to give you a deal anyway. But be careful, because it was really nice, and I was like so tempted to like it. Like actually, the place I was going to, the lady said the membership is not yearly, it's like month to month, and you pay it like in advance, and then you're good. So yeah, like they know what they're doing there. They're really really good at their jobs. So yeah, don't be afraid to like pay for little indulgences. Now let's say if you don't want to spend money on that, I got the hook up for you. So again, when I tell you this is trial and error, I've used so many different things. Ever since Amazon became a thing, I've been obsessed with like spa stuff and stuff like that. Like, I renovated my bathroom, and it wasn't like anything like ripping up the floors or anything like that. I live like in a condo, so I don't want to do anything to like mess it up. But yeah, like I basically just got a bunch of stuff off Amazon to basically just change the vibe of it. Like, they have these I forget what they're called. They're like, you can probably just look it up. You can go to Amazon bathroom spa stuff, and a lot of different things will pop up. But one of my favorite things was this hot tub thing. And actually, again, I'm just gonna leave a screenshot for you guys, the one that I got. But it's a little pricey. It's like $100 or something dollars. And you put it in your bathtub, and you literally get like a spa experience. So if you already have like a tub of jets, please incorporate that, because I know someone who owns like a hot tub and they never use it, and I'm like, what's the point? But yeah, so I don't have a hot tub, so I have to improvise here, and it's changed my life. It's up, graded my rituals when it comes to like bathing, which I'd love to invest into. I use like soaps and oils and bath bombs and all types of stuff really. And lately I've been getting into magnesium and potassium. And these are things that you can put in your Epsom salts for your bath as well. Now, the only thing with the jets that I've told you guys about, you can buy for any tub that you have to have a tub though. It won't work if you're in a shower. If you're in a shower, I got something else for you. Just wait. But yeah, so if you are using the jets, make sure that you only use like salt or something. Don't use anything with soap or the bubbles will go crazy. I learned that the hard way. But yeah, so let's say you're in a shower and you don't own like a bathtub or something like that. One, there's like gyms and stuff you can go to, like a really like high luxury gym where they do have hot tubs, like if you just want that experience. And let's say you don't, let's say you're just more of a shower person. They have these little things called shower steamers, and you can throw it in your shower, and it'll make your bathroom smell like a spa. Like it's peak aromatherapy, and I love it. And you can also use it if you have a stuffy nose too. So yeah, there's really no excuse, you guys. There's no excuse to not invest into yourself and invest into your peace and your relaxation. Okay, so this is going to be my last tip for the practical part of this video. And it's probably, again, one of my personal favorites is paying for convenience. Now, if you're more of a frugal person, just skip like 40 seconds. But if you're not, again, do not be afraid to pay for convenience if you can do it. Yeah, that's just something that has literally changed my life. I love doing stuff like that. Like, for example, let's say if I'm ordering something on DoorDash, do you know that you can pay $2.99 to get them to come straight to you so your food is still hot? Now, I know people that think I'm not doing all that, but I like to do it. Like, I don't mind tipping. I don't mind paying for convenience. The fact that it's even an option. Or like, I don't know like how they say it, but like Uber, if in, you know, I don't mind talking sometimes, but if I'm paying for a service, I want it to be exceptional. And I love the fact that you can pay your Uber to not talk to you. Like I didn't even know that was an option. So just little stuff like that. Like I love knowing that I can pay for convenience. You can get your groceries delivered. You can pay for things in advance, like how I was saying about the massage place earlier. There's certain things where something else I like to do is, for example, I love perfume and makeup and stuff. So there's this brand where you can pay like a yearly subscription up front, and every month they'll send you a new perfume. So I don't always have to, go out and wonder, oh, what's in season? What should I wear this season? Because they're sending you stuff that they already know is in your scent profile and that is, relevant to the season that you're in. So just little conveniences like that. Like you already have something ready waiting for you. So you can pay someone to meal prep your food. That's something I like to do. I love that. For example, for me, I have like my own place, so and I do live like in a multiple bedroom, multiple bathroom condo. So with it just being me, I kind of with me being OCD still, I can do like the regular cleaning, but I get really exhausted doing detailed cleaning. So I literally do not mind paying people to deep clean like my home, like detailed cleaning, like stuff where you wouldn't even think, oh, you can clean that, like deep detailed clean, like how someone would get their car detail cleaned. That's a little different from just going to the car wash. So and I like to think of it as paying for this little bit of extra service you're putting back into the economy. So that's what I tell myself to not feel bad about like spending. But yeah, like that's something, if you can do it, obviously, it'll again change your life. There's certain things where you really don't have to overextend yourself. There's people who you can put money in their pocket and feed their families by, paying for that convenience. So that can look like, upgrading to first class on your next flight. You don't have to do it every time, but just giving yourself the experience. Like, why not? So that can be something like that, or just upgrading your DoorDash order so your food is still hot. There's levels to it. So don't be afraid to try that. Okay, so now we're going to start with the theory part of this video. So all the tips that I've mentioned, up until this point were more physical things that anybody can do if they put themselves to it. but this is going to be more the theory part of the video. So it's going to be more of an inner body experience, a spiritual experience, a mindful experience where it's not just your body and your senses and your external world. So it takes a little bit more bravery to do this sometimes. So you definitely want to be in the right mindset. I would not jump into something like this if you're not ready. And a way to know if you're ready is do all the steps that I just mentioned to you. If you can put yourself in such a good mood and create this safe, fulfilling, relaxing environment for yourself, you'll be prepared to do something like this. So I'm going to give you guys some tips that have really helped me just be more mindful, be more in my body, and just help with anxiety. And I don't really find myself being anxious too much. I know that when I say I'm an introvert, you guys might think that I'm shy, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. I actually have a very charismatic personality, but I just get tired. Like I could be the life of the party and be miserable, and people won't know it because, I want to go home. So I can be the life of the party a lot of times, but just taking the time for yourself, not just in your physical world, but in your inner world, that's key. That is how you anchor yourself always. So when you're having, a good day, a bad day, whatever, your relationship with yourself first, that's the mirror to how you connect to everything else in this world. People, money, everything. So I hone that. And this is something that I've been doing a very long time, shadow work. And there's different ways to do it. You don't have to call it that if you're not into that, if you're a Christian or something like that. But just reflecting on yourself, spending time with yourself, journaling, writing. I like to do poetry. That's something that I've always done. It's just a way to just listen to yourself. The same way you would get on a phone call and talk to your friend for hours, it's good to be able to do that, like not literally with yourself, but writing a journal, painting, doing something where you're feeding back into yourself. That's very important. Okay, so now we're moving on to the theory part of the video. And I want to know if you got this far along, I hope you're enjoying. And if you have done any of these theory examples that I'm going to give you, let me know. Because some of when I'm doing videos, I try not to watch videos like the one I'm doing until after, because I want it to be authentic. Like, so all of this stuff, like, none of this is chat, TPT, whatever it's called. This is all straight from the dome, you guys. So I am curious to know if you guys have, tried any of these things, or if you're aware that you were doing any of these things. But yeah, one of the things that I like to do is prayer. Now, again, if you're not into like religious things, that's okay. But I think gratitude is very important. Being grateful for everything, like having all 10 of your toes and all 10 of your fingers, just everything, just the fact that your heart is beating healthy, like just little stuff like that. Like sometimes, and it's just so random, but sometimes I'll just be grateful for air conditioning, because once upon a time that didn't exist, people were hot. So just little things, like just finding the gratitude in everything, like that's it's just something magical about that. I find that the more gratitude and graciousness that I have, the more I get, like clockwork. So yeah, something else that I also like to do is muse work, and I've been asked to be a muse many times. I think I shared that in one of my muse videos. You can look at it, and I show like messages and everything of multiple people asking me to be a muse. One of them was kind of weird though, like because some like photographers and painters, they just want to see girls naked. So beware. But but no, there's ways where you can like just ritualize adorning yourself and like almost like self worship in a way. So one of the things, the same way I would do a prayer and be grateful for certain things in my life, I also will turn that worship inward and just adore myself. There's something called mirror work where you just look in the mirror and you just like compliment yourself, like just anything. Like you can do it first thing in the morning. You don't got to make it a full experience. Like when you're brushing your teeth, just think, damn, these lips are juicy, ooh, skin popping, like just little stuff like that. Like just worshiping yourself. It's really, really nice. It's a nice experience. And then another thing, your subconscious doesn't recognize the difference between you and other people or something like that. So when you compliment yourself, your brain thinks someone else is doing it, and it's still you still get like the same dopamine points. So yeah. And another thing I like to work on is subliminables. Now, that's kind of the same as music before. Music can make you feel really good, but I like listening to like certain authors that I love. One of the people that I like, I forget his name. I forget his name actually. Oh my god! But I listen to him like every single morning, and yeah, like it's just like motivational speaking stuff like that. Some people do like more like silent subliminals, like where they have like mantras but it's over music. You can do that as well. I don't really trust those because you never know what it is. So unless it's like, someone where I trust their stuff, I'll just make my own. So that's something else you can do if you're a little bit picky with what's going into your subconscious. Something else that I've been working on is the idea of shadow work. And we brushed on this earlier, but another thing is like, if you don't face your demons and you don't face like your childhood and everybody has not so great qualities. Everybody has something icky and yucky and nasty about them, and you're never going to be perfect. You're never going to be 100% anything. You got to have your yin and your yang. But when you let your inner demons run you, life gets messy, and the people around you might condone it for so long, but eventually like you're basically digging your own grave. So it's something you don't want to let it get too bad. You want to like keep your guard up with stuff like that. So, and there's many different ways you can do shadow work, but I'm telling you right now, if you harness this bitterness, this energy of and it's one thing to want retribution in areas where you were wronged in life, but it's another thing to have this vengeance against people who are different from you, or not give people grace, because that same you know hurt that you project onto other people, you're binding yourself. So when people say forgiveness isn't for them, it's for you, I think that's what they mean, because there's no way you can really have this peace in your heart when you're holding on to things that don't serve you or serve anybody, honestly. So yeah, don't hold on to things that aren't in your best interest. It's really not worth it. It's not worth it for your mental. If you let those things fester in you, it'll start affecting your physical health. So yeah, it's really, really not worth it. So do your shadow work. Don't let your inner demons run the show. All right. So, and yeah, the last thing that I want to share with you guys is something a little bit personal, but this is something that I've talked about on my channel a few times, and it's working with different feminine archetypes. Now, you don't have to work with anything specific, but just me in general, I like to look at different expressions of femininity. And I think I did something like this. I probably do like an updated version on different forms of feminine expression. But especially nowadays, feminine energy is seen as so binary. Like you either have the 304 or the pick me. Like you don't really get to be a full woman in ways that are unique and authentic to you. So I like to look at different feminine archetypes from different points throughout history, whether these are fictional characters or real people like Eartha Kitt, Audrey Hepburn, Marilyn Monroe, Dorothy Dandridge, Cleopatra, like whoever. Like there's so many different, yourself building your own feminine expression. There's so many different ways to have your own feminine signature in the world. You don't have to be like other people. So unless you want to embody a certain feminine archetype, which is what we're talking about. So yeah, that's something that I love to do. I love tapping into that. I'm more like a sweet girl. So when I am tapping into my dark feminine energy, there are women that I love to look at that, just embody that to a T. So picking up on certain mannerisms, maybe finding women that embody dark feminine energy that look like me, and I can do their makeup because I know if it looks good on them, it'll look good on me because they look like me. So that's another way you can do it. Find celebrities or public figures who look like you and you like their style and try that. That's like one of the funnest things you can do, because you don't have to spend money on makeup or a hairstyle that might not look good, and now you feel discouraged to try new things. So that's like an easy cheat code to, just taking time to build your feminine identity. It's more than just fashion or makeup. It's your expression of yourself. It's what people think of when they think of you. That's how you become a muse, actually, is being so authentic that people feel like they have to learn from you. Like, you just existing is enough for someone to want to discover you and learn more about you. And the only way to be interesting is, you can't fake that. You have to actually be interesting. You have to take time into yourself and have so much mystery about yourself, where even if you've been with someone for years, every week you're doing something new. You're playing a new instrument. You're doing this new makeup style. So it just keeps things fun. It's a great way to connect with yourself and have things to connect with other people about. And yeah, so I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was probably one of the funnest videos that I've ever made, and I hope that it was helpful. But yeah, if you tried any of these things, let me know. If you learned something new, let me know. If you're going to try some of these things out in the future, let me know how it works. And yeah, thank you so much, and have a beautiful day.